the invite. I really appreciate it. And then, yeah, as you tell us, actually came to the team I used to work for us and help us in the academy. I'm just going to share my life story, and then I think we can maybe take 4 or 5 questions. Then unfortunately, have to go because we've got other commitments. I'm with Yule, who she's my personal assistant. Yeah, so basically, we run the KPM Academy of Sports and Life Skills. We've got tennis, so I'm a professional tennis coach, also a national coach, traveling around the world with teams. Yes, I am from Middleburg, from Mpumalanga, the first one. So I just want to share my journey in terms of what happened and what I've experienced and why is sport such something for us to consider, because even now I was telling you, we're starting to get coaches, we're starting to get professional netball coaches, professional soccer coaches, because people don't think that you can make a career out of sports. One thinks you must be, you must go and study, and it's not like that. You can make a good living out of sports actually. So yeah, in 1993, on the 10th of April, we came back from school and only to find out our dad has packed up and left. So it was a very difficult time for the family, because now we had to move from a 3-bedroom house to sharing a shack with our cousin. It was quite difficult, but I got to understand 10 years later what happened. So my uncle took over the fathership, or my mentoring part. And my uncle used to be a big tennis player. And then he was like, okay, but you're not going to play soccer anymore, you're going to play tennis. And that's how I was introduced to the sport at the age of 12 years. And I fell in love with it, I went through all the teams, and he was my financial support as well. So I just want to address this issue of rejection. Rejection is not a bad thing, guys. It is not, you can't come out here and say, I don't have a father, I don't have a mother, that's why my parents didn't take me to school. That is, life is not for anyone. So, but if you look at how my rejection is actually got me to where I'm at now, it's actually a beautiful story or a beautiful thing if you think about it. So whatever your family situation is, unfortunately, I don't take that as an excuse, or I don't take that victimization of yourself, which you're going to say, no, I can't do certain things because of my family situation. That's our wrong mentality. You can do anything and everything that you want to do, as long as you identify yourself and you identify the opportunity that you've got. So from there on, I went and I studied at Boston. I did A+, can you believe it? And then I went to Kangala and I did N3, electrical engineering. But in between the electrical engineering, I was introduced to say, come and do it at the tennis course. I'm like, okay, let me do the tennis course. Then after doing the tennis course, I was like, but this is what I want to do. So I actually started coaching, and then I had to leave now my N3 and say, I'm not doing it anymore. And that's how I got chased out of the house. My mom was like, I'm not gonna have a son that is coaching tennis. What is tennis? How are you gonna make a living? How are you gonna get married one day and have kids if you're coaching tennis? Who makes a living out of tennis? So I had a choice. Stay home or move out. And guess what? I moved out. Because I wanted to pursue this career. For the first couple of months, I worked for an academy for experience without getting paid. I was staying in my uncle's house in Midbank. And I think after 6 months, I started earning about $500 a month. But because of I was chased away from the house, I had to make a living. I had to make sure that I do something about my life so that I can make something out. I always tell the youth when I'm advising them, sometimes your comfortability being at home and getting that plate is the reason why your passion is delayed. Because you know that at night you're going to go back home and you're going to have a plate. I knew, I had no choice. I made the choice and I had to stick to it. The other thing that we're seeing as well is that people, whenever you want to do something that involves passion, it takes longer. Okay? It takes longer for you to achieve material things that everyone is going to value with. So if you look at all my friends, I was the last one to sort of get a house or get a car or whatever the case may be. Because when you're in your calling, it's going to take long for you to achieve things. So now they're always looking for financial gain from the start. It is not about the financial gain, it is about you building it up. I've been doing it for 19 years now. And where I started, where I'm at now, financially, is totally two different situations. But it had to take about 10, 11 years for me to get to where I'm at. So after working for someone else for 2 years, I got my experience. And then one of the parents approached me and said, yes, but you're good in this. Come and open up your own academy. Middleburg, you're black, you're going to open up your own tennis academy. Guess how many people discouraged that? You're not going to find it right. When I resigned, I had 20 clients. 20 clients came to me, and right now we've got about 200 paying clients in our academy. Okay? But with all races. All races. Now, I know a lot of you are spiritual beings here, in terms of you go to church and whatnot. But I really don't think that we actually believe the Bible that we read, or we believe that the God that we worship, in terms of if I'm black and I'm in a white town and I'm coaching tennis, what will make God not open up doors for me then? Like we believe in the Bible, but we actually don't believe in it. I can do all things through Christ. If you say you can do all things, then you must do all things through Christ. You can't say, now, I can't open up something in Blue Black because it's a white town, so no one's going to support me. That's false. If you're good at what you're doing and you offer a service that is good, people are going to support you no matter what race they are. In our academy, we've got all races. We've got whites, we've got blacks, we've got Indians, we've got colors. Because of what we do, because of the passion that we do, because of how we treat the people. Because as well, I understand who am I and I understand my calling. And that's very important. Uba was talking a lot about finding your calling and finding yourself. The thing is understanding who you are and what you want and what is your passion. Like, I don't apologize for where I'm at. I was telling you, we are busy with our 10 things. I mean, we've got a shuttle service, we've got that, we've got that. I have to accept that is me. I'm a very busy guy. I'm even a public speaker, but I accept that is me. You start accepting that maybe cooking is you, or maybe opening up a salon is you, or maybe something that in all is doing in the community is you. Once you want to start apologizing for who you are, you're not going to make it because, as I said, now we're funding a lot of, they take a 3-month course here, take a 3-month course there, and then the reason why you're not persuading it is it's not in you. So how can you persuade something that is not in you? So I find that with me loving the tennis and being patient about it and going through all these challenges and all these years and everything else, it has taught me a lot about myself in that I know what our academy is called the Academy of Sports and Life Skills because I'm good with life skills. So I identify that and sell that to a client. I also want to add, guys, a passion has to make you money. Amen. You can't be coaching basketball and coaching soccer community, then when you come back home you don't have money. It's a wrong perception. You have to make money through your passion. When they say God is going to bless your hands, which hands is a blessing if you're not going to make money through the sports then? You have to make money. You must not be apologetic about charging people for making money. We found out a lot of the people that we grew up under, they were coaching basketball, coaching sports, coaching whatever they were coaching, and they grew up and they were very poor. And it's a wrong mentality. We must not be afraid of making money through what God has given us. Because if you don't make any money through that, then what are you going to do? Alright? So my journey as a national tennis coach came about. I was invited once to go and offer a course because I'm also a course conductor for coaches. And I went in there, I've got this thing that I always use. Even if I don't know easy, I'm always going to make you feel like I know. So when I went there, I squashed that course. It was the first time I did a course, I squashed it. And the CEO of Tennis South Africa was there, and he was like, listen, you need to get this guy into becoming a national coach. And I applied and got approved. I served for about 8 years. And I've been around, guys. I've been to Italy for tennis, I've been to America, I've been to Zimbabwe, I've been to Morocco, I've been to Germany, I've been to Russia. Last year I was actually in the World Cup of the Under-14s, where I was the head coach in the Czech Republic. So I'm not bragging, but I'm trying to say it can be done. But one of the things that you also have to realize when you actually at this age is that you have to not be in the crowd. I'm a very lonely person. And that was what has made me actually successful because I don't, if I think about an idea now, if I can think about opening up a salon, I open it. Really. I open it. If you fail it, but I open it. Why? Because once you say to your friend, I want to coach netball, they'll say, but netball is not going to be sustainable, that is not going to work, that is not going to work. So sometimes our dreams are getting delayed because we're always looking for affirmation from other people. We're always looking for people to affirm that you're on the right track, you're on the right track. You must stop looking for affirmation. If an idea comes into your mind, do it. I always say, you don't believe this, but it doesn't take money to start a business. It takes an idea to start a business, but you need money to sustain it. Alright? But for you to start, you don't need. If you look at even now in my coding, the amazing thing about it is that all my mentors in our coding, we've got a foundation as well, we've got an orphanage home. All my mentors and everyone that is supporting it came through the tennis. So it shows you that you're on the right track because every support base that God gives you comes through your coding. So all my mentors, I've got a mentor who owns one of the biggest mines here, I've got a mentor who owns one of the biggest companies that are doing ESCOM currently. And all these guys came through the tennis and they saw my attitude from the tennis. They're like, but I want to work with you. So attitude is everything. They call it working in the spirit of excellence. If you are a cleaner, this is another attitude that I also want us to address. If you are working for a company and you're a cleaner, or if you're working for a company and you're doing admin,